3 championship matches tonight. Who left Raw with the titles? The fallout of Shinsuke Nakamura and Cody Rhodes. And R-Truth, the newest official member of the Judgment Day. You know what time it is. It's the Monday Night Raw review here on the Springboard Plancha Podcast. Let's get to it, bros. Woo! Welcome back, everybody, to the SPP show. And we are here to review Monday Night Raw from Des Moines, Iowa. And the Creed brothers did not win the tag team titles tonight. They were in the main event against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And I was where I thought they would be winning the tag team titles here. And alas, they did not. In a valiant effort, a really, really good match. Really, really good way to cap off this show. Good showcase for them. I was just really hoping that we would get new men's tag team champions tonight. But oh well, it is what it is. The Judgment Day continues their run for whatever reason. But yeah, no new tag team champions today, guys. I mean, maybe another time. I don't know if this is the last time we'll see them go against Finn Balor and Damian Priest, but for now, no new tag team champs. But good main event. I enjoyed the main event. I thought it was, like I said, a good way to cap off the show. And the Creed brothers showed out, but I guess their time will come later on. Zero, bring the energy to the show and tell me what you got for that. What were your thoughts on that?
Let me tell you something. Johnny T, almost forgot your name. Almost called you the Tribal Cheese. I'm sorry. But
well,
this match had everything.
We're all feeling a little
this match had everything.
Right,
it had momentum swings. Judgment Day in charge. Creed Brothers in charge. But in the end, Rhea Ripley's pep talk paid off for the Judgment Day. And the Creed Brothers were finally defeated. Even after landing 2 Brutus bombs. This was the first time we saw the Creed Brothers really push to the limit. Brutus, the Hulk for the Creed Brothers, was visibly pushed to his limits, and in the end, Julius Creed just couldn't kick out of the Damian Priest chokeslam, or did he?
That was interesting.
I think that could lead to the future of a second tag team championship match between the two, because I think the ref might have missed Julius Creed clearly kicking out.
Yeah, that's a good thing you mentioned that, because that was kind of the weird part about it, right? It was like right on the count, so right after the South to Heaven. So was it a 3? Was it not? But the referee counted to 3, and usually it's the decision that holds. But that could lead to maybe a rematch here at some point down the line. Now, Tribal Cheese. I know you were also looking forward to maybe the Creed brothers winning the titles here and changing the landscape of the tag team division for a little bit, but they didn't get it done. But what were your thoughts overall as far as the excitement of the match, and did they look like they deserve to be champions going forward?
The answer is no. Man, I love me the Creed brothers, but as I go through this match, I can't help but think these poor guys, they lack so much charisma right now. They're just not there yet. They are the most prototypical baby faces there is, and it takes a lot more in this business to, I guess you can say, to be the face of the tag team division. They are just not ready, and I think that's why you saw Judgment Day hang on to the titles. Now, I will say it was a valiant effort. It was a really good match. They hung in there, kind of like our host is hanging in here with us tonight. Not feeling too well, but still surviving.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I mean, the Creed brothers, right? Like, God, they're so much fun to watch. I would just hope one day that their charisma catches up to the in-ring technical work. I feel like they don't even need to work on their in-ring technical work anymore. They're so good. It's so exciting. It's so crispy clean. I will say that those Brutus bombs, those gorilla bombs, I want to call them gorilla bombs because that's what they look like. They are hella dangerous, and you saw it again tonight. I think the second one jacked up Damian Priest pretty badly. It looked like it smashed his ear or something, and I noticed that Damian was holding his ear for like kind of the end of the match, even before the pin, right after the South of Heaven. he was just like holding his ear, and I was like, man, either like they ripped on it pretty hard, and I think Brutus tried to save that last bomb because he tried to like maneuver, so because he knew he was gonna land right on Damien. He landed on Finn Balor's probably like midsection, his like abdomen, and then Damian Priest. I mean, he got all the business, right? He got all the Brutus business. So, but great match, dude. Did anybody catch that Julius suicide dive outside of the ring?
That
Oh
was
my God.
that was impressive.
That man is going to have a short career doing stuff like that. I'll tell you that. He's lucky that was it Finn that was trying to catch him, or was it Damien? Because if it was Finn, it was probably going to be even worse.
It was Finn on the outside, wasn't it? On that one.
Oh yeah, and Finn is. Go ahead.
Are we talking about the one where he leapt up to the top rope and jumped out the ring?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was Damien.
Did
Damien. Okay.
Damien Priest, I caught him.
Yeah, good, because he sort of caught him, and he ended up landing kind of almost flat on his back and then disappeared behind the back of the ring. But overall, great match. I will say the Creed brothers are going to be here. They're here to stay. Just because they lost tonight doesn't mean they won't be around. It's going to take some work, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to take some work for these guys, but mark my words, sometime soon we are going to see them win a championship. They are going to be champions at some point in time. For some reason, I mean, they lack some charisma. Once they get a little bit better with that, they got lovable characters, though. Like, you got to love Julius. And then Brutus is kind of growing on me, too. Like, they're very unique, right? And Brutus is, I mean, pretty exciting. I would say he's almost just as exciting as watching Julius in the ring. So, great match overall. Yeah, I mean, the Rhea spot was mid. I thought it was kind of, what's her name? Ivy Nile, is that her name?
That's correct.
I think she's just like, she's also green, right? Like, it's like the whole Creed brothers faction is just like it doesn't come natural to them yet, so you can kind of see the newness of them. But yeah, I mean, she kind of like telegraphed, I guess, the drop onto the. I mean, shoot, dude, she's like 5'1" or something like that, and Rhea's like this giant. So she didn't have to fall very far to hit her face on the mat, but Rhea tried to do her best to sell it. I am worried for that match later on, but we'll see where it goes from here. Overall, great match.
Oh yeah, for sure. And on the Creed brothers, they're I mean, you tend to forget that they've only been on the main roster for less than 3 months. They just got there, and they are already at this level just because of their pure talent and athleticism, really.
Where did they come from?
Well, it came from NXT. If that's what you're asking.
Okay.
But they were in NXT, and they were a part of the Diamond Mine group, which is where. So I don't want to get too much into that, but just to give you a little bit of history on them really quickly, is that yes, they were in NXT. They were a part of the Diamond Mine with Ivy Nile and with Roderick Strong when he was in NXT. Now Roderick Strong's obviously over in AEW now. But Roderick Strong was basically their leader and their mouthpiece. So that's why I feel personally like that's the one thing that they're lacking. They're lacking a mouthpiece. I think if maybe they can get a good mouthpiece to be with them, then that'll help elevate them even further, because they got the athleticism, they got the tools and everything. They got everything there. They're just not. I just don't know if they're going to be able to get themselves over vocally right away, and that's why they're trying to make Ivy Nile kind of the mouthpiece of the group. But she's got a long way to go too. And so I think if they can find, I don't know if there's a way they can do it, but if they can find them a mouthpiece, then that'll elevate them even quicker. I'm okay with them not winning the titles this time around, because maybe it would have been a little too early. I also wouldn't have been against it had they won them. But I think this was a good enough call. And like Zero was saying, they really did do a good tease by having him kick out almost at the same time as that 3 came down. Although I thought he kicked out. I'd have to go back and look at the tape, but it looked like he kicked out. So yeah, maybe that's a way to kind of get them another shot here down the down the road, but a lot of good, crazy, good spots. I did like all of the near falls on the Brutus balls. I thought they had it after that first one, because I didn't see Damien anywhere, and I was like, oh, they're gonna do it right here, and then he got there just at the last second. And then the second one, I that one was a little more telegraphed. I did see that with Finn on the top rope. I was like, okay, this one's gonna be a coup de grace to the back. I was like, that one was a little more telegraphed. And I would have been very disappointed had they just won with a coup de grace to the back. But we got the South to Heaven, and then you went from there. But these guys got something, and hopefully they won't wait too long to pull the trigger on them. But they're definitely here to stay, and they are part of hopefully where the tag team division is going in the future. But good showing for these guys. They got their first main event spot of their careers, so kudos to them for showing out on that, because that's not a easy spot to be put in. On that kind of a stage to be put in the main event against two bona fide stars that have been there before, and they showed that they belong. That's what I feel. They at least showed that they belong there, and as long as they keep working and get a mouthpiece, I think they'll be able to be a pretty dominant force in the tag team division going forward. I like them.
Hell yeah!
What a weird problem to have, man. Is to not have like what a weird problem to have not having the promo skills, because it's so weird, because you see the opposite all the time. I think you see the opposite with like some of these newer wrestlers, is they don't have the wrestling skills, right? They got all the promo skills in the world. I mean, I think like Chelsea Green and as somebody that comes to mind with some of these girls, they got all the promo skills, and then they lack some of the in-ring work that makes the wrestling exciting. So it's just so bizarre to have the opposite problem here.
It happens. It's that can be that's wrestling in a nutshell. Sometimes you can get the whole package in one deal, and you just go off of that. But sometimes you're gonna have to work with one thing or the other and try to see if you can balance them out. And a lot of the times you can, and sometimes you can't. So that's just how it is. It's just how it goes. So with these guys, the good thing for them is that they're very young. They got a lot of time, and the way that you have portrayed them over the last couple of weeks, you made them look like top guys that belong in that spot. So I don't think you have anything to worry about with those guys. And then at the same time, you still keep Judgment Day a thing, and you still keep them hot for now. And whatever you want to do with them at that point. But speaking of Judgment Day, so we get to the start of the show. We start off with Judgment Day coming out. This is a holiday edition of Monday Night Raw. That's pretty evident by all the Christmas trees and all the Christmas decorations all over the place. And this is actually the last Raw of the year. There will not be a Monday Night Raw next year, or at least there won't be a live show next week. So the next live show from here will be on January the 1st, the day one special edition of Monday Night Raw. But for tonight, this is the last Raw of the year, and we start off with Judgment Day in the ring to do their usual segment, which we didn't get last week, but now we're back to normal. Things are back to normal here. Monday Night Raw opens up with the Judgment Day doing their usual Judgment Day promos one at a time, saying the usual Judgment Day things until R-Truth comes out and changes the game. My goodness. R-Truth coming out with that t-shirt, with his new t-shirt, and R-Truth on the bottom of that Judgment Day name t-shirt was a pretty good little touch there. I popped on that one. I was like, oh God, that's so great.
I loved it.
And then just the things that he would say, and I mean, it had Damian Priest trying to keep his composure. And this all led to the previously announced holiday 34th Street fight, which R-Truth did not know was already pre-planned, and challenged JD to it anyways, and JD pointed that out.
When does R-Truth know anything?
And it's so funny. I'm so glad that they're doing this way, because I was a little bit sad that I felt like maybe the whole him being in the Judgment Day ended last week after they attacked him. But no, he came out and was like, "Well, that was a good initiation, but you'll hit me a little too hard. You hurt my feelings." And so it goes before this match even begins. There's a stipulation that R-Truth proposes that the loser of this match gets kicked out of the Judgment Day, which Damian Priest laughingly accepts. It seems like almost jokingly accepts, and so that leads us to that street fight. Right into that street fight, which is just a crazy fun, just a fun match. Really, it's a good open. It's a good. Just fun opener. It's what you would expect out of a street fight with Christmas decorations all over the place. Everybody, everything getting used. R-Truth doing his usual stuff. JD just being that guy that's just taking all of the hits right now and looking like a joke of the Judgment Day to the point where he actually loses the damn match. So JD loses the match and he's out of Judgment Day now and R-Truth is in? I don't know, but that was a good fun way to start Raw. Fun way on this holiday edition. What'd you think? What'd you think, Cheese? Did you like the way that they started the show off with a little bit of fun?
Oh hell yeah, man!
It's the holidays, right?
Dude, I'm like Judgment Day comes out, bro, and then R-Truth's music hits. I'm like, pop. Let's get it started, man. Like, let's do this. I'm so excited because, like you said, I thought it was done after last week. I thought they were gonna, kind of just write R-Truth like out of the story, out of the show, really. And I'm so happy that they didn't do it. I'm so glad that WWE doubled down on this R-Truth joining Judgment Day. And I would say that shirt is proof. But my man R-Truth is in the Judgment Day, okay? It says it. It's official WWE merchandise. Matter of fact, I'm pre-ordering that shirt tonight. I'm gonna get a discount. So, I mean, dude, what can you say about R-Truth, man? One of the most tenured, one of the biggest vets, I guess you can say, on the roster, right? One of the most seasoned vets on the roster. The guy can still go. The guy can still move. I was kind of really happy to see that he had a match. Match was pretty decent. There was cool little, smash him into the cookies and the fake fire extinguisher that shoots fake snow. I don't know what that was, but it damn sure wasn't a fire extinguisher. But hey, it was candy cane kendo sticks. I mean, everything and anything. Super cool. I like how Dom was involved in the match and helping out. And I think at one point R-Truth hits JD in the McDonough's. So smashes his head right into the McDonough's, yeah, dude. I mean, overall, awesome match. I think R-Truth is in. I really think he's in. I think you're going to see R-Truth in the Judgment Day for like the next 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, he's in. He believes he's in. I know that the Judgment Day don't think that they have an R-Truth problem, and he's not going away. So I mean, it's a good problem to have. I'm so excited to see how this unfolds. It's just nothing but laughs. What a great way to start off 2024. It's exactly what WWE needs. I think Judgment Day needs it too. It's keeping them fresh. Great stuff all the way around.
Oh yeah. I did like the Christmas tree, throwing the Christmas tree at him. I was like, that made me laugh. It just made me laugh. The whole entire match made me laugh. That was the best part about it. It made me laugh.
That shit made Mr. Zero laugh. You saw that? He just broke character right there, just like Damian Priest.
I mean, who throws a Christmas tree at somebody like really like this? Go ahead, Zero. What you got?
No, let me tell you something, Johnny T. First of all, it was the Miracle on 34th Street match.
There we go.
And let me tell you something else. The truth will set you free. And I'm not talking about Drew Crybaby McIntyre. I'm talking about the truth. Our truth. First of all, this match had everything like the Tribal Chief said. A bunch of fun stuff. And then, to quote Michael Cole, our truth tripping and falling on the JD's dingle bells.
Oh my god. This match was full of holiday puns. Intended ones,
yes,
but anyways, yeah.
Yes, sir. And then we see R-Truth looking like vintage John Cena, pulling out everything to win this match. and then putting JD through the table for the 1, 2, 3. To quote John Cena, JD, your time is up. Our truth, your time is now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so this match ends with R-Truth falling with JD through the table. There's no actual move. That was the perfect way to end. This is just fun. It was a funny. This match was not meant to be taken seriously. It's a fun, holiday themed match, and it ends with a literal flop. with an intended flop, which is just hilarious. My goodness, like what a way to start. R-Truth is a treasure, and I hope he never retires.
He doesn't have to.
He still looks great. He still looks great for his age too. He looks fantastic.
He's so over with the crowd.
Oh yeah,
and he's never gonna stop, man. He can do anything.
One of the things I wanted to point out too, now that you said that, he's so over with the crowd, and so easily liked and whatnot, that I even saw a girl that couldn't have been more than, I'd have to say maybe 11 or 12 years old, doing the "What's Up." Mm-hmm. That's a person that wasn't even alive probably when that started. Mm-hmm. When he started doing that, 13 years ago, whatever it was, she probably wasn't even alive. So the fact that it can be easily picked up on at any age, that's just the power of R-Truth. That's the power that he has over that crowd. It's just so easy with him. And so always love to see a good way to start Raw. We end from that match and we go to a backstage promo for Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, which I thought was very yikes. I didn't. Oh, jeez, it was so forced. I don't know what they're telling them to do, but it was supposed to be a hype up for them, and it just. Oh God, the Party Girls thing. I'm not sure about it, but the promo didn't. I just wrote yikes. And then we get into the second in ring segment of the night, which is Nia Jax coming out, and before Nia Jax can say anything, Becky comes out and interrupts her almost immediately. They exchange places from in the ring to the outside, and they pretty much have what seems like almost the same promo that they had last week. So, a little bit of the same things. When are we gonna fight? Nia Jax pretty much still reiterating, you need this more than I do. I don't need this, and Becky still trying to throw out some haymakers, but I don't know if they really hit that hard. But basically, it looks like we were gonna get the match there and right there and then Nia Jax didn't. She walked out and pretty much says it's on her time. We're not doing this right now. Well, this match is going to happen now at the day one edition of Monday Night Raw, and that's pretty much what this promo was to set up. That's pretty much all it was. Zero, what you got on this promo? Did you feel like it was a lot of the same of last week? Or did you feel like it added more fuel to the fire?
Listen, I love Nia and all the points that she made. She comes out and she says WWE doesn't want her to fight Becky because she would hurt her. And Becky needs to put her money where her mouth is and finish this off at day one, or if not, it's going to look really bad. It's going to look really bad, and everything Nia said is going to be true. Nia, hands down, won this promo. Nothing else.
Yeah. I guess I'll just jump in from right there. I'm going to piggyback right off of that because what he said is exactly what I felt. Nia is killing. I think this is the second week in a row now. Nia's killed Becky on the promo 2 times in a row, and I'm really surprised. Well, maybe I'm not. I don't know if Becky's as good as I thought on the promo. She just plays up the I want to fight angle, right? Like I guess the Scottish, warrior type of thing, and I think she's kind of like or Irish. Is it Scottish or Irish? Which one is it? The Irish last kicker? Is that what it used to be?
Yeah, she's Irish. Yeah.
It's Irish, right? So I'm sorry, I misspoke there. But she keeps playing this angle of I want to fight. And I love how Nia took that and said, they won't let me fight you. Because if we were to really fight, WWE wouldn't let that happen because I'll just hurt you. She said, Becky, you're smaller than one of my legs. I think she said something like that. She said, my legs are bigger than you. It's all true, man. It really is She also made it personal. She brought up, she said that Becky's ugly and that her daughter's gonna see her as as ugly as she is. And I was like, this is really good stuff. And of course, that that's the coup de grace right there, and that's where the promo ends. And Becky just says, I'm gonna go fight. So she goes and fights, and then she gets her butt handed to her because Nia is bigger and stronger than her. And I am super excited for this. I kind of know where it's gonna head. I know that Nia's never going to be taken super seriously again within WWE. I think WWE could do something here, but Becky right now is the moneymaker. Then that's true. Nia said that too, right? So we'll take it for what it is. But I will say right here, right now, Nia's winning this promo battle. She's winning the war. So we'll see if she wins. Wins the match. I guess at day one.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much she's playing into the whole thing that you did last week, which is still, basically like you need this more than I do because I've already shown how I can beat you. Like I've beat you mentally, I've beat you spiritually. Like I guess I'm just gonna have to beat you in the ring now, and that's what we're gonna have on day one. That was the thing is that's like WWE won't let me fight you unless it's at a special edition of Monday Night Raw called Day One. Then they will. They're holding it off for a special occasion. But yeah, we're gonna get that match in 2 weeks' time, and this was that kind of go home promo for that. I mean, this was pretty much that's what the show kind of felt like for the most part. It was kind of a go home show for what would normally be a go home show for like a PLE event, except that it's gonna be for the January 1st edition of Raw. So that's what this promo felt like. You had to beat down afterwards, which, like you said, Nia got the best of her here. So it'll be interesting to see where they go as far as who should win that match. Nia in this promo also did declare herself for the Rumble match, so she's also gonna be in the Royal Rumble. And she'll be, as always, when Nia Jax is in the Royal Rumble, she's a favorite. She never has won, but she'll be a favorite just because of her size and what she brings to the table. Of course, every year she's in the Rumble, there's usually about 10 other women that gang up on her and throw her out. So we'll see if that actually happens this time. But yeah, good. I mean, good promo to set up the match for 2 weeks from now. And then from there, I kind of had forgot a little bit that this match was actually taking place tonight. But we got the rematch of Gunther versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. When I saw when I figured out that was the placement for this match, I honestly thought, there's no way that The Miz is winning this match here on the second match in the of the show. There's no way he's gonna win the title here, and he didn't. He lost, but he looked pretty good again against Gunther, and he brought some things out that I hadn't seen The Miz bring out before. A couple of new submission holds that looked pretty good, but in the end of the day, power beats all. This is what the story was. Gunther's just too powerful, too big, and too much for The Miz to handle. And he gets beat with... he needs to come up with a name for that. It's got to be like the Deadly Combo or something. I know it doesn't sound like a good name, but that German suplex, the power bomb, and then another power... I mean, that's... it's the German suplex, the swinging lariat, and then a power bomb. No one is ever getting up if all three of those things get hit at the same time. So he let Miz have it, and that's it. The Miz will no longer get a title shot as long as Gunther is the Intercontinental Champion. And Gunther's going to go off into the sunset for a couple of weeks, and as they try to figure out who's going to be the next challenger for that Intercontinental Championship. Would have been interesting to see if they would have pulled the trigger on The Miz here, but I don't think that was ever the plan. But I do think they needed to do a rematch just to see. I did like the second rope scroll crushing finale. I thought that was kind of a good way to maybe get a fall, but Gunther being the ring general, rolls out of the ring, and he doesn't get a chance to get the cover there. So, good back and forth here, a good overall match. But Jesus, the way that when Gunther wants to finish you, he finishes you like a Mortal Kombat character.
Holy crap!
But hey, well, I know you have a good place in your heart for the Miz Tribal Chief, so I'll let you handle the rest of this one.
Oh man. Okay, so I mean, we need to get one thing out of the way straight away. Okay, we need to address this because this is something that's been bugging me for a while, especially with the Miz in general. This man needs to ease up on the orange spray tan. Cause my goodness, is anybody else catching that he's so oranged out like every single time? Now, that's only made worse by the fact that Gunther slapped the hell out of his chest marked him all up and he tore all that spray tan right off of his chest. So it's the only fleshy pink part that he's got left on him. Gunther, he was brutal in this match. I will say that this match wasn't as good as the first one. It wasn't nearly as good as the first one, even though it was still good. Again, one of the big critiques, man, this is probably why the match wasn't as good. There was multiple spots where the Miz was calling his spots right in front of the camera. And you don't expect that from a vet. I mean, there was several times you can visibly see him saying, like, do this to me, do this to me, do that to me. I'm going to do this. And I'm like, dude, you are a veteran. We talk about how I don't think I've seen Roman really call a spot in a long time. Granted he has long hair, but you got to do better. I don't think I saw Gunther call any spots, not one, where he's like, hey, hit me, push me, kick me. You're seeing that from the Miz, and I'm like, dude, that's taking away from the immersiveness of the match, so it kind of brought it down a little bit for me. I think it's time that we start saying, can we get Gunther a real opponent, right? Because he's in a different weight division, right? He's like a heavyweight fighting in the lightweight division, and I think it's enough. Enough is enough, right? We need a real opponent for him, and I'm hoping, obviously, that's going to be a little bit later on in the show, or I don't know if you guys want to just talk about it right now, who his next opponent might be, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that might look like. I mean, I think that's going to be one of Gunther's first real tests in recent memory. So I'm excited for those coming up.
No, yeah, for sure. I think what you're talking about there is a Bronson Reed who talks to Adam Pearce later on in the show, asking to discuss the future of the Intercontinental Championship contenders. And to my knowledge, I think he's only gotten a chance at that title in a triple threat format. I don't think he's ever gotten it one-on-one with Gunther. I could be wrong about that, but I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think that would be pretty good, especially after the couple of showings that we've got from Bronson Reed in the last couple of weeks. I think he would be a viable contender, but I guess it remains to be seen what they're going to decide to do with the Intercontinental Championship going into next year. But Zero, I know you love the Miz too. I know he's your boy. Did this disappoint you not seeing him win the title tonight?
Let me tell you something, Johnny T. Tonight was a heart-crushing finale for me. It was a heart-crushing finale. Miz took a beating in this match, but never gave up. He rallied and not just one skull-crushing finale, but a super skull-crushing finale. And like you said, Gunther, being the ring general that he is, rode out of the ring. Smart move. We were this close from seeing the Miz be a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. The ring general just counters, and he goes beast mode and hits, like you said, not one but two power bombs, and then the lariat clothesline or whatever it is. I mean, he put the A-lister Miz away savagely.
Yeah, it's the 3 moves of doom. It's the Mortal Kombat finisher, like I said, man.
Does Gunther have a signature move? Or is that his combination finisher?
He just kind of started using that recently, where he'll do those kind of 3 things in a row like that. He did that to. He started doing that when he went against Chad Gable, and because that match was like it was like the way that finished when he did that was just because like this is like swatting like finally getting your hands on an annoying fly that's been annoying you this whole time. Like you have to put him down, and that's how he put him down. And that ever since then he'll tend to bring that out where he'll use that kind of three move set: the German suplex into the lariat, and then finish it off with the power bomb. But
What do you
the
think
power,
about that power bomb?
I think it suits him well. I mean, it's just he's a big guy, and not very many guys use the power bomb as their finisher these days. So I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think
What do you
it's good
think
for him
about
to
the
use.
safety of that power bomb? Because I've noticed that it seems like it lands like lower back, like it's lower back dominant, and I'm seeing people landing on their lower. I mean, I was a little scared for the Miz the way he was landing those power bombs, just because it's kind of like the ending part of the power bomb. They don't land flat. It's like curved at the last second. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys thought anything about that. The style of the power bomb that Gunther uses.
No, I think it looks okay. I don't think it's like anything. I don't think it's like It's definitely not like Kevin Nash's jackknife power bomb, or it's not like Batista's sit down power bomb. I think it's pretty safe. I think it's safe enough. Now you do on the stand up power bombs like that where you're gonna keep your opponent and you're gonna go down with them with it. The only thing you really have to be super careful about is the neck area. You don't want to drop someone right on the back of their neck because that's almost instant, neck breaking of the neck or herniated disc or something like that. So if you can just make sure that you do get them kind of flat on their back or somewhere on their back first, that's typically how you want to drop that power bomb. So I don't think it looks that bad. The one I was more worried about is when they were trying to do that apron one on the outside, where it took them a couple of times to kind of get the Miz up, but I would understand why. I was kind of trying to figure out what he was trying to do as to why they were taking so long to set it up, but I got it. It's because he was making sure that he could land flat on that apron and not like end awkwardly on that power bomb. But no, I don't think it looks too bad. As long as it's not dropping people on the back of their neck, I think it's fine. It's when that starts happening that could be a little dangerous.
Let me tell you something. The power bomb from Gunther, I think it'd be a lot more effective if he stopped letting people kick out of it. He's doing himself a disservice by letting these guys kick out of it. It just doesn't look as effective as it should. But when he combines it with the two power bombs and the lariat, that looks absolutely beautiful.
That's where I'm thinking that's what it is. It's got to be like a three moves of doom kind of thing, and just hitting that combo. It's like you're not gonna get out of it um, once you get hit with those three things, and nobody has yet. But yeah, the Miz, no more title shots until Gunther has loses the title, which I don't know when that's gonna be. And for the Miz, I guess we'll just see where he goes from here. I don't know what they're gonna do with him after this. They'll probably continue his babyface run, but this was a good second try by the Miz, but that's it, no more. So then we go from there. We get a backstage produced video promo, which I thought was a produced video promo from Shinsuke talking about Cody. This was deemed the the American Nightmare Before Christmas with Shinsuke Nakamura eerily reciting the rendition of the Night Before Christmas in what I thought was a backstage produced promo, and I thought it was a pretty good one, a mix of Nakamura talking English and Japanese. And the one thing that really shocked me, and I think it did get a rise from the crowd, was Shinsuke calling Dusty inbred.
Oh yeah, that was bad. I was like, dang.
Yeah, that got a rise out of me, and it got a gasp out of the crowd too. And it wasn't long after that remark, as he was getting ready to seemingly wrap up this promo, that Cody out of nowhere just comes out and starts beating his ass in this promo. in the back, which then I figured out. Oh well, this is a live promo. I thought this was a pre-recorded. It clearly was not. They start brawling throughout the backstage. They come out to the outside. They're trying to be held off, back and forth, all the way to the ring with security guards, with the best security guards in the business. Am I right? That are trying to they're trying to stop the two guys from getting at each other, and that's pretty much how this thing goes until they finally do get to separate them, and Cody telling Shinsuke Nakamura this is not over, and so the feud continues. But I did like the promo from Shinsuke. I was just visibly shocked by the inbred sentence. I was like, oh wow, that's digging deep. But it continues, not that he didn't already have it, but it continues to give motivation to Cody to continue to pursue this feud with Shinsuke. And I think it just makes Shinsuke look really devious, really dirty here. So I did like that. And I did like the taking me out, like making me taking me out of this is a pre-recorded segment till all of a sudden like, oh, this is actually happening live. That was a nice little touch. I enjoyed this segment. What'd you think about it, Zero? Did you enjoy seeing Shinsuke call Dusty an inbred hick?
Let me tell you something, Johnny T. You called them the safest security guards in the world. I called them the dumbest. Cody Rhodes should have put Shinsuke Nakamura through the table and for calling his dad an inbred. And then stupid ass security guards stopped him. And Cody Rhodes should have sent a message to the damn security guards. He should have put one of them to the table to send him a message. Said, hey, anybody called my dad an inbred? I'm putting them to the damn table.
I'm very, very glad that we are all taking the same thing out of this promo. Just that one line. We're all like on the same, like, you can't call a person's dad inbred, man. That's just not good. That's not
oh
good.
my god. Dude. So we gotta talk, like, first of all, you got it all wrong, okay? Because it's not Shinsuke's fault. It's whoever the hell wrote this damn promo for him, because we know for damn sure Shinsuke don't know what the hell he was reading, okay? Somebody wrote these English words and he's like, what'd I say? You know what I mean? Like, what did I say wrong? But, you know, the promo was pretty dirty. And like you guys, dude, I mean, I want to say like some of the promo had to have been pre-recorded, all the English side. But then I think there was a part where like it became, I don't know, maybe the whole thing, man. I thought it was like so cool, like the backdrop. This is like the cool thing about movie magic, right? Like everything, right? Is like you think that there's like this cool backdrop and it's all well produced and stuff, and then you realize they're in the freaking boiler room and there's just like in a little back room, like it's not like nothing big. It's like I don't know, like a janitor's closet or something, and you know, there's like a little, I don't know, Christmas tree next to Shinsuke, and that's all it was. And I'm like, dude, I'm so let down, man. I got to see behind the curtain, but yeah, dude, you can't be calling nobody's dad an inbred, man. Like we're gonna just like, and we're like coining it an inbred. It's hilarious. He called his dad inbred, but damn. Whoever wrote Shinsuke's promo did him dirty, because they made him say some shit he probably shouldn't have said. So I'm surprised WWE okayed all this crap. So it was great. I thought it was cool. Cody, you know, beat him up all the way through the ring and stuff, and you know, he didn't get to land that final hit, but I did think it was kind of wild that one of the security guards like dragged Shinsuke's ass off the table or something, or like they just pulled him right out of Cody's hands, and I was like, oh yeah, these guys they're not legit security, right? They're like future superstars that we're gonna hear about in like 3 or 4 more years. All of them had like cool hair. Did everybody see like they all had like top knots and like all these I'm like, these guys ain't no security guards. They don't got enough money to be getting haircuts like that. So it was cool though. I mean, what can you say? Dude, I get a really weird feeling that one day, like, Cody's character is going to wear thin on people, though. Just because I know right now he's super babyface and everybody's over, but I feel like this is going to run its course at some point in time, because it does come off a little cheesy at times. So stay tuned. Who knows where it's going to go, but I do think that Cody will find himself on the dark side once again. maybe a couple of years, maybe a year. I don't know, but I do think that it kind of worked in on me, and it's because I'm gravitating. Well, I think people just naturally gravitate towards heels, and Goody Two Shoes kind of turn people off a little bit. So, take that for what it is. But it's a little prediction here. You heard it first. The Tribals Cheese bats 1,000 for 1,000. It's gonna happen.
Well, we will see on that one. I think that's neither here nor there right now. But Cody just he works so well as a baby face right now. I don't know. You'd have to sell me on why he would turn heel, but I mean that's another conversation for another day. But right now, until he finishes the current story that he's on, I don't know if you can do anything different with him. He's still on that trajectory of getting to that top of the mountain. Everybody wants to see this guy get there because this is all we've been hearing about for the past since he came back. And we're 2 years into this now, and we still haven't gotten there. But he's working towards it, right? And everyone's just so behind him right now. Now, in a year or so, maybe you're right. Maybe things change. But this is why I feel like when you call somebody's dad an inbred, it helps me as the fan want to root for Cody to beat his ass, because I know I would not like to hear somebody call my dad inbred. So, so hell yeah, I want to see Cody beat Shinsuke's ass. Like, what the hell's the matter with you? But whoever wrote up that promo, if it was somebody that wrote it up for him, and if it was a collaboration, good shit. That was good. That was good stuff, man. Because that really added some logs to the fire for sure. Like I said, it got a audible gasp from the crowd on that line. The rest of that promo had none of the crowd was really saying very much, or really you couldn't really hear them, making any noises or anything until that line hit. Then you heard an audible, gasp from the crowd. Oh, like from the crowd. I was like, yeah, it was good. So added a lot of fuel to this fire, and hopefully, whenever we get that rematch, hopefully, my hope is that it's not gonna be just a regular match. That hopefully it would be a some kind of a stipulation kind of match. That's what my hope is that we can get some kind of a stipulation. I don't know, maybe a bull rope match or something like that. Since Shinsuke wants to be bringing up Cody's dad, maybe bring back one of his dad's famous matches to go up against him in. So we'll see where it goes. But good stuff there to continue that feud. Then we get into the third match of the night, which is the women's tag team title match between Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Story of this match is the rise of the Casey and Casey connection. The party girls, as they want to be coined as. Working their ways through the ranks of the tag team division. They've fought their way into earning this tag team title match. And this match was pretty damn sloppy. It was pretty damn clunky. There was a lot of missed spots here. We had a commercial break in between, which I felt like almost every match had a commercial break in between tonight. But this one, I feel didn't need it, but we got one. And it was just very clunky all the way around. Like there was a lot of, it was very slow. You want to talk about superstars calling spots? There was a lot of called spots in this match that I noticed. But in the end, we have new tag team champions. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance win with the after party, which is, if it hits right, it could look well, but it didn't hit right. But they still won off of that after party move there, and they're the new tag team champions. And they celebrated in a way that I didn't expect them to. I would have thought it would have sounded a lot more pomp and circumstance, but they just celebrated like they just won a trophy and not titles. Like where's the excitement? Where's the on your knees and going crazy and like I don't know. Everybody celebrates differently, but I don't know this. But they're new. We have new tag team champions, and they're actual women's tag team. So I guess that is a good thing. I do feel like, not to shit on them or anything, but I do feel like they're placeholders. They're placeholders for the Kabuki Warriors to eventually win these titles. I think that's where you're headed. And now the Kabuki Warriors will have a face team to go up against for those titles. So that's all I have on that. Sloppy match, but new tag team champions. Yay! What you got, Zero?
Let me tell you something, Johnny T. I've heard of Johnny Blaze, a Ghost Rider. Tonight, you are Johnny Blind because this was the tag team that we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for a great tag team match for weeks since we started this show, and we have not got it. Tonight, we got that tag team match from the women's division that we've been looking for, and the Party Girls are here to stay as the WWE Tag Team Women's Champions. They hit the cake stand and the after party, and those moves are crisp. No need to worry about it. There was many times in this match where I thought Piper Niven and Chelsea Green had it won. And let me tell you, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter did not disappoint tonight. You, sir, are not Johnny T. You're an imposter. You're Johnny Blind.
I see. I call it how I see it.
You weren't saying nothing tonight.
You are sick, so maybe it's affecting your vision a little bit. But I don't know. I would say you guys are both right. I think you're both right. There was Zero. You're right. There was some really good spots during the match, but the match was just marred by like what John said, which was Johnny T, which is the Mean Bean. That it did have some called spots. Dude, I couldn't even get into this match because of the damn commercial breaks. I think there was more than one, dude. There was like two. Probably on the entrance and then also maybe one or two during the match. It was just like we were back to action, then we're gone again. Then we're back to action. I'm like, okay, what's happening here, man? The whole night. We're getting commercials in absolutely every single match everywhere. And I'm like, what is there more commercials than normal because it's like the holiday season or what's going on? But the one thing that I think what you're seeing, Zero, is that Kaden Carter and Katana Chance are the most exciting tag team women's team on Raw, the Raw roster right now. And I'll give you that. They are. Because especially when you compare them to Chelsea and Piper, dude, they didn't show me nothing tonight. I haven't had to see a lot of their matches, but Chelsea is one of those that I think she's all about the promo, and yeah, she had some, she can wrestle. I'm not going to say she can't wrestle, but I didn't see nothing special, right? And Piper, I don't know, it just doesn't work. Whereas, you got really cool moves on Kaden and Katana, but you're both right. I think that I do think that they're gonna get smashed when it comes to the Kabuki Warriors. They're gonna kick their Kabukis pretty badly. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We can't call everyone. We can't call all the match predictions right, but unless you're the Tribal Cheese, of course. But you got new tag team champs tonight. I'm not super excited. Because where do we go from here? Like, we go back to Natalia? Because I know that she's calling shotgun already, so hell nah. I'm not about that life, man. I don't know if they're going to run it back or what, but, like, I don't know where the hell we go from here. I don't know what we do.
I hated
Johnny
that.
T, Johnny T, I feel you on your emoji right now with the head scratching right there. I feel you on that, brother. I feel you. But let me tell you something. The reason I thought this match was good was because when Piper Niven came into the match, I thought, okay, here it comes, the squash. They'll let Chelsea Green get her shots in or whatever. Piper Niven comes in, it's going to be a squash on Katana Chance. And no, Katana Chance kicks out. And from there, I was like, okay, I'm naturally invested in this match. But maybe there was some spots caught. But hey, this was the best match that I've seen from the women's tag team division since we started.
Touche.
Yeah, and I mean, at the very least, like I said, we have a tag team that is actually the tag team champions now. So at least that's what we get. That's what we get out of this, right? So whether or not they hold them for a long time or a little bit, I guess we'll see how it goes. But I do think that it makes sense with needing a face team to be the champions right now if you're going to start pushing the Kabuki Warriors again then you wouldn't make sense to have the Kabuki Warriors go against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven because it just wouldn't. There's no sizzle to that steak on that one. So, but if you put an actual tag team versus another actual tag team, then you might actually have something there. So maybe once they do get a chance to maybe go up against a real tag team, maybe they'll even look that much better and it won't look as sloppy. But in the backstage, they go to celebrate. They're gonna go out and party with the Way. They're gonna go party with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, and we get the possible next challengers that are there in the form of Natty and Tegan Knox and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark.
That shit makes me want to vomit, bro.
It does.
I don't not want to see that again.
It does. It really does. Because I'm just like, Natty's just gonna keep getting these chances just because she's the most tenured person. We already have our conversations about her and how we all feel about her. But good Lord, I don't need to see her challenging for any more titles anymore. But she was there for that, and that match did get set up for as one of the marquee day one matches, which we will have Natty and Tegan Knox versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I'm already calling it now. That is your time to go and take a shit before Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre go on stage. So
I feel you, Johnny T. I feel you, Johnny T.
Yeah.
And so then to continue on, we get into what I feel was our second just fun match of the night was Akira Tozawa challenging Ivar of all people. And which I thought was ridiculous, which is just in itself is ridiculous that Tozawa would challenge a guy of Ivar's size and stature, but he did. Excuse me. Even had his coach tell him, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe that's not what I meant by taking on a big challenge. But hey, there you go. So this Ivar singles run. You know what, Mr. Zero, take it over for a minute.
Johnny T. That's very kind of you. Anyway, for this match, it was beautiful. Tozawa had me believing we were going to witness the second coming of David versus Goliath. He showed unbelievable resilience, but in the end, it wasn't enough for the win. For the swoosh man. Ivar hits the strongest slam from the second round, and to quote Michael Cole, Tozawa splat.
Tozawa splat. Oh man. Yeah, no. I'm gonna jump right in there. Give Johnny T a few more seconds to catch his breath, since he's suffering from the black lung. That's what it looks like over there. He's still choking over Natalya being back in the tag team picture. But I mean, what can you say, man? You love Tozawa, right? Like, I'll give any chance I get to see Tozawa wrestle. The man can wrestle. Like, he's a good wrestler. Like, I just think he's kind of like jumping in that space now where R-Truth is at, right? Like, he's just like good comedic wrestling, and there's not enough of that still. So, it's really good. I really liked it. It was a bit of a squash match, right? Because he got fucking squashed, I think, at the end.
Literally.
He literally got squashed. He got splatted. But I'm down for it, man. I always like to see these wrestlers get some time and give some of the other wrestlers a little bit of a break, right? And we can still build up Ivar and get Tozawa some TV time, right? Let these other guys get a little bit of a break. Gunther's leaving for 2 weeks. Let him go. We got other talent that we can use during this time. And Tozawa's, like I said, he's in that space with R-Truth. He's much loved. He's very funny. And you can't help but root for the guy, especially when he's going up against the Goliath like that. So it didn't take too much time from us, but I liked it. I think we still got a damn commercial during this match too. So I'm like, shit, man. Like, the whole night just felt like it was marred by commercial after commercial.
My goodness, did y'all see the hype Tozawa got when he did that senton from the top rope. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna break his back.
It was pretty good. You know, guys, I hated that I wasted whatever breath I had left tonight on Natalia, and I didn't even get to really talk about this before I ran out of breath here. But man, this was a good little fun match. I had fun with it. I liked the way Tozawa was competing in this match. He's a fun guy to watch, and Ivar, like I was trying to say, this singles run by Ivar has been fun to watch because I didn't honestly expect this from him. I'd only seen him. I mean, I think we had all only seen him in the tag team, which, not to say anything bad about their tag team, but when they started giving him his own singles run, because of the unfortunate event with his tag team partner, I was wondering like, this, I guess it's just like a one-off, maybe just to kind of give him some time. But no, he's earned whatever time he gets, whether it's matches like this or matches with Bronson Reed or anything like that. He deserves this time. I think he's earned it because he's really fun to watch. Yeah. He's so athletic for his size. He's so agile for his size. And dude, that second rope world's strongest slam, like he like you literally said it, he literally squashed the hell out of, like, I think I was dead. Like and that's such a good, like, that's a good finishing move. I was wondering if they were gonna try to pull off the top rope Hurricane Rana, but no, they didn't do it.
Are we gonna get a potential? This is one thing we didn't touch on. Are we gonna get a potential Maxine versus the Viking lady? Because they look like they're setting it up.
Let me correct you for just a minute. It's not Viking lady. It's Valhalla. Valhalla.
That's her name?
Valhalla. Yes, it's Valhalla.
Oh Lord, that's Nikki Cross, bro.
And so
no, I'm just kidding.
And so, the formerly known as Sarah Logan. I think so. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. Another potential for just a fun, crazy fun match, and not to go off on too much of a tangent about it, but those are the kind of things for right now that you should be doing with Maxine. Maxine's not ready for anything super serial right now, but as evident by what ends up happening, later on in the show, that match. I mean, we did find out that match was pretty much just a catalyst for Rhea's next title contender. That's really all that was done for. But if you're gonna tell me that next week or in 2 weeks we might see Maxine versus Valhalla, I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Or even if you wanted to do like a mixed tag team match with that, something we haven't seen in a while. But keep putting Ivar on my television screen because the guy deserves the time. He's fun to watch. He's gonna
work his way through American Alpha.
He's very fun. He's very fun to watch. I enjoy it. And that's the guy that you don't need to put a title on him. You don't need to do. You just put him in good spots and let him keep doing the things that he's doing, and he'll just organically get over like he hasn't already, And he got a victory, so good stuff there. I did like the Seth Rollins and CM Punk video package that was put together. I thought it was a way to kind of keep people in the know that, this is what happened last week and this is where we're possibly headed for going into WrestleMania season. And, CM Punk on the show today. Didn't expect him to be there, but no CM Punk on the show, but you do still keep the feud hot by putting in this nice video package. WWE always does good with their video packages. That leads right into the next in-ring segment, which is Seth and Drew's promo. And
whoa!
Did I miss something?
Are we gonna completely skip over the fact that it was happy birthday to the Rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin?
A big happy birthday.
To quote The Rock, for everybody celebrating Austin's birthday, get in your pickup trucks, drink some Steve Weisers, and listen to some Backstreet Boys.
Oh, man. Woo. December. What is today? December what?
Today is December the 18th.
That's not 316.
It's not
Nah, I'm just
316,
kidding.
but no, it's December
Austin,
18th. December 18th says it's Stone Cold Steve Austin's birthday. It doesn't have the same ring to it, but
we put it on the t-shirt though, sell the hell out of it.
12/18 says it's Stone Cold's birthday. It doesn't have the same ring to it, but no, yes, a very big happy birthday to Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm sure he's watching the show. So happy birthday to you, Mr. Austin.
From Texas.
And there was also another birthday being celebrated if you want to speak about birthdays too. Who else? Yeah. The very, very Stratusfaction birthday to
Trish Stratus.
the one and only Trish Stratus. Yes.
They called that out.
They called that out too. So those are two legends of this business, Hall of Famers that are celebrate the birthday on the same day. How about that? So good stuff to them, and hopefully maybe we'll see them both on our TV screens again at some point down the road. But for now, if I had a Steve Weiser in front of me, I would pop one and chug it, but I do not. Alas, I do not. Might clear up the sinuses. Maybe it get me a Broken Skull IPA. Maybe clear up the sinuses.
I'm not gonna lie. One time I had a beer and I cleared up whatever like infection I had in my throat. It was the alcohol.
That's what I really need. I need a rum and coke right now or something. I need like a strong ass rum and coke to clear this all up. But good call out, Zero. Calling out the rattlesnake. Good call out. But back to the business here. Talking about Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre in the ring for another in-ring segment. Seth comes out saying his usual Seth things. Drew interrupts. And we get more reasoning as to why Drew is doing what he's doing. I thought, depending on how you feel about Drew McIntyre's heel run, I guess it'll swing how you feel about this promo. If you just want him to be just a straight up dog and don't give a shit, then you're not going to like this promo. Which I already know Tribal Cheese probably doesn't like this promo. But for me, I didn't hate it. I actually kind of liked it. I actually thought Drew, once again, saying the things that he says, this was kind of a heartfelt promo by Drew, and to his motivations. Like, I did not expect Drew to bring up his deceased mother, and I think it actually made him crack a little bit, and because that's not easy for anybody to talk about, but you could tell it made him crack a little bit, but he got himself back together really quickly. But I thought this was a good promo from both guys to set up for their matchup in 2 weeks. A good go-home promo, as we want to call these, going into the special event. It ends with Seth getting way under Drew's skin again, where Drew snaps and gives what I feel is one of the most vicious-looking Alabama slams onto the stairs that I've seen in quite some time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like that like it actually hit something. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a big-ass fucking bruise on his elbow after that. Like, good Lord, that was a sick-looking Alabama slam. I don't think that Drew is going to win the title in 2 weeks, but I did like this go-home segment. It left Seth reeling and having some things to think about in 2 weeks. So I liked it. I liked this segment. What you got on that, Tribal Cheese? Since I know you're going to be very, very opinionated on this, I'm sure.
I mean, of course, that's what I do. This is my craft. I'm a podcast prodigy, baby. Okay, so you're right. Drew got emotional on the mic. He connects to Seth. He connects to Becky, right? His Irish counterpart. Just the sacrifice that they make.
He's not Irish.
No, his Irish counterpart, right? So Becky's the Irish counterpart. So
you go and have a conversation with Irishmen and Scotsmen and ask me if they're the same people.
No,
but
look, obviously,
I know
Drew
what you're saying.
Scottish,
I got you.
And his Irish counterpart is Becky. So now that we've cleared that up, right? None of that resonated with the crowd. And as much as we like, dude, he doesn't put on bad promos. He doesn't. He speaks from the heart. He speaks well. But I'm watching the crowd, and I think at one point they start just saying something, and it's pretty fucking derogatory about Drew. Like, it's not like a good thing at all. And to wrap up, I mean, it's the same shit over and over, right? It's the same crybaby shit that we get again and again and again. And it's not a true heel turn, man. It just isn't. He's still playing the good guy, and it's just annoying. And I'm glad because Seth lit his ass up like a Christmas tree, right, on Christmas in the holiday season. I mean, what does Seth come out and say? He says exactly what I feel, right? It's like, I don't know how to feel about you, man. I don't know how to feel about you. Like, none of these people know how to feel about you. And you know, he's still I think he called him a crybaby at one point too, where he's playing this this whiny ass angle. And he said, you know what, Drew, the difference between, being a champion and what you're doing is that, champions take responsibility for their actions. That's the one thing that you don't know how to do yet. He's still blaming everybody else for his problems, right? Dude, the I guess the dagger to the heart when he's like, Drew, I don't hate you, I pity you. Yeah. I was like, oh, dude, that was the worst thing I've ever heard.
That was the over the top moment.
That was the over the top moment, right? So, I mean, what can you say, man? I pity Drew too, man. Like, I want him to get there. He's just, Drew's in Drew's way, to quote Seth. He's in his own way. He's got to get out of his own way. And I still don't know. I feel like sometimes he's getting there and then he just like pivots. I don't know if it's just WWE creative keeping him in this like sort of weird space that he's in, but he's gonna have to figure something. On this angle, dude, he's got to drop it, bro. This is not gonna get him over with the crowd. This is gonna get him really hated with the crowd, I think, and not in a good way though. Like, not like when you just hate a heel because he's a dickhead, but this is like, nobody likes this shit in real life, dude. Like, we don't want to be with somebody that's like, all my problems is somebody else's fault. So I think it really doesn't hit with the crowd. And the dude is like 6'6". It's big as shit. What are you complaining about, dude? Get it done, right? Like, it's hard to see this huge man complaining about how everybody else stops him from getting what he wants, but we'll see. You're right. He's not going to win in 2 weeks, and because of that, I don't know what the hell you do with Drew after that. Maybe he goes away for a little while. I don't know. He's gonna probably be in the Rumble. I don't know. It's really bad for his career, I think, to continue to lose, especially in this sort of promo space. So that's about all I got on Drew McIntyre. Poor guy. Can't help but pity him.
Let me tell you something. 2 weeks ago, Tribal Cheese, when Drew McIntyre cut a heel promo, you called him despicable Drew McIntyre. And this week, I'm calling him crybaby Drew McIntyre because that's all he is. He's a crybaby, and Seth Rollins is right. We should pity him because that's what he wants. He don't want to sound like he's Mr. Heel, Mr. Bad Guy, and I'm coming for our own, and I'm going to take out whoever's in my way, just like he did 2 weeks ago when he took Sami Zayn out. Nah, he's... I want y'all to feel sorry for me. Yeah, I'm crybaby Drew McIntyre. That's what he is. That's the next promo shirt that he needs to have. 2 weeks from now, Seth Rollins gonna whoop his ass all over while they're fighting, and that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. I pity you too, Drew McIntyre, because your promos ain't shit.
Ooh, man, that's rough.
That is a promo right there. That's what you got to get from Drew. Come on, tell Seth, look, you ain't shit. I'm 6'6". I'll beat your ass. Like, he needs to come out and let him have it.
That cleared up my sinuses right there. But it's fine. It just, I see where they're going with this. So that's what you're playing into. I do think, I mean, it's crazy because I do feel like everything that Drew's, the way that he says it, he actually means it. Like, this isn't a promo that's being written for him where he doesn't mean anything that he says. I think he actually means everything that he says. Imagine just being a person where you were in this business, right? And you have to, you can't leave, you can't do these things because you're going to lose your spot or you're going to lose your chance. And you're trying to achieve all of these goals in your life. But at the same time, going back home, like back at your home, your mom is dying. She's on her last days, and you would rather go over there and spend time with your mom, but you feel like you can't, or you feel like you shouldn't because you got all these different things going on. It's rough. That's rough. That's real stuff. That's why I feel like it works in this space here to kind of make you feel like, wow, like, oh, geez, this guy's
I feel sorry for him.
maybe he's had a little bit of a rough time here, and the fact that he keeps getting screwed over on a lot of these things, well, that maybe is
He's getting beat clean.
there's your motivation on those things. Now we're still going back to that he should have won the universe, which I still think he should have won the universal titles back. I think he should have won that match. I understand why they didn't want to do it because WWE has a hard on for title streaks. So, but it is what it is. So this is what you're playing into. This is what you're playing with this character. Maybe he does come off as a crybaby a little bit, but it's very real. And I think that's what they're going for here. And it's what they're trying to do. And they're trying to make it where like it takes something to set him off to make him then go over the top. And that's exactly what happened tonight. He wasn't going to really go over the top until Seth told him something and made him go over the top and really do something dirty. I don't think that he will. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised in 2 weeks if Drew McIntyre wins. That doesn't mean that Seth still can't get the title back before WrestleMania. You got time between then and WrestleMania to maybe have him get the title back. I don't think it happens, but it could. But the fact that when you say that Drew is not a good promo, I'm not sure if that's what you meant to say, Zero, but if you really think that Drew is a bad promo, I think you might need to recheck that a little bit. I think he's a very good promo. Maybe you just don't like the way he's approaching these promos, but I think this is really, really good promo work from him. And especially over the last 5 or 6 months, he hasn't really done much in the realm. And so now you're getting a chance to see him get on the mic and do something and be a little bit better than what he has been. But I mean, I don't know. To each their own on that one. But
let me just touch on that, Johnny T, because 2 weeks ago he said he's gonna do whatever and take out whoever's in his way, and this week he wants people to feel sorry for him. That is my only thing. He can't take consistent with his promos. His promos are all over the place.
Yeah,
there's something to be said about that. Yeah. For sure.
We got to stop talking about the past with Drew, right? I think that's the big thing too. Is like Seth murdered him tonight because he said, the only difference between us is that we take responsibility. That's what champions do. They take responsibility. They don't blame their losses. They don't even talk about their losses on prior stuff. Or I got screwed 2 years on a WrestleMania. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago? What was it? Was it WrestleMania where Seth just like laid down? No, it was Survivor Series. And Seth just like laid down and let somebody hit him and then pin him. And he just got out of there. He was gone. And I mean, nobody's saying, WWE didn't give me a chance and stuff. I think Drew's got it twisted. Like, he's one of the biggest names in WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Him holding a title, he says that he needs it. Everybody needs the title. And actually, Drew doesn't need the title anymore because he's arrived. He's a big superstar. If what you're saying, I kind of believe you. Like, it's coming from the heart. But what you're saying, it doesn't make too much sense because if he really needs home that bad, then he needs to go home and stop sacrificing here. But he can't say it's either title or home because if I don't get the title, then I don't want to be here. And I think that's kind of turning people off. It's kind of like that's the kind of shit that we don't like to hear because there's a lot of people on this roster that don't have a title and don't complain and work their way up no matter what. I mean, you got fucking Miz getting his ass handed to him by Gunther, and he's not like, well, I should be Gunther. I've been here longer than him, So I don't know. I just Drew is not likable, and he's not likable as a face, and he's not likable as a heel right now. Neither side, and that's not a good place for him to be for a long-term career. Even though he's still a big name, it's kind of weird. A couple of months ago, we were really high on Drew as far as he always cuts a good promo. I won't ever argue with that. But we were a little bit more higher on him before the whole Jay thing started. He was kind of a face, and he was doing pretty good. So I don't know. This character turn is just not resonating with people. It's not resonating with the crowd. I saw the crowd; they were not happy with what he was saying out there.
I'll have to go back and look and see, But we're just kind of in the we're kind of in the first inning of this Drew turn. Anyways, it's just still fresh. So I mean, there's a lot of things they can go with here. Of course, a lot will be said once we get to day one, and then we can kind of take it from there. It is interesting enough that his contract is still set to be up next year. I haven't heard anything that he's renewed his contract or anything like that, so he is in a contract year, and so I don't know if this recent push is a way to maybe entice him to resign, but I guess only time will tell where they want to go in the direction of Drew McIntyre. But he's still a bona fide star here, and whatever they decide to do with him, I hope it's in the best interest of him and of the fans that like or dislike Drew McIntyre. But a lot will be said in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, when he either wins the title or doesn't, and then we'll definitely see where they go with Drew from there. But good go home angle, and that match will take place at day one. We from there we get Kofi King, or what is it? What was he calling himself today? Kofi Claus.
Kofi Claus.
Kofi Claus gets in the ring in the ridiculous looking Santa suit, throwing presents
Got
to
some
the
cake.
throwing presents to the crowd, and then immediately gets attacked by the members of Imperium, who had a backstage scuffle with him. And after Kofi gave Kaiser a lump of coal in the back, and so they immediately attack Kofi Claus, and Kofi Claus is saved by Jey Uso appearance.
Mid-card Jey Uso has arrived, ladies and gentlemen.
And he gets and it's a Merry Yeetmas for everyone. And yep, pretty much comes out, saves Kofi Claus, and then leads to challenges Kaiser to a match right away, and that's what you get. You get Kaiser versus Jey Uso in another just fun little match. I guess at this point you kind of just regulated Jey to this maybe you have regulated Jey to a mid card for a little while. Something a placeholder for him for now. But comes out to a fun little thing. Still has the crowd in the palm of his hand, and just a Merry Yeetmas. He wins with the J. The J Splash finally beats somebody. So there you go. The big J main event splash wins, and Imperium loses another match, which is probably not going to make the ring general very happy. After about maybe 20 or 30 minutes before that, the ring general had told Imperium that they needed to get their shit together while he was gone, in short. And well, apparently they're not, because they're still losing matches. And so when the ring general comes back, I'm sure he will not be happy to see what's going on. And maybe that's your next contender for
hell yeah,
for Gunther. Maybe it's Jey. Maybe you put Jey in the ring in the pool of the Intercontinental Championship contenders. Maybe this is a way to kind of lead into that. Otherwise, it was just a fun little Christmas holiday segment match to get Jey some TV time and a win, because he desperately needed a win. And you check marked all of those boxes with this one pretty much. And for whatever reason, the yeet on his shirt is still blurred out. I found that kind of weird, considering they could use the term now, but the yeet on his shirt was blurred out throughout the whole match. It was weird. Mm-hmm. It was strange. But what do you guys think about mid-card chase? Mid-card match against Ludwig Kaiser. What'd you think, Cheese?
Well, dude, I mean, I hate to see it happen, man, but
excuse me.
This is what happens when you get beat clean: is somebody moves up, somebody moves down. You're moving down to, dude. Jay is so over, man. He's got the whole crowd. Every time he punches somebody, they're like yeet, yeet, yeet. They're just, dude. Y'all seen Jay? Like, he is having the time of his life right now. He is loving what he's doing. I am so happy for him, because we talked about it last week. It was just like, You know, we didn't know that he was going to be like this big as a singles competitor doing this thing. I mean, his like little like shimmy in the ring thing when he's like, you know, spitting in his hand, taking a page out of his cousin, right? Dwayne Johnson, taking a page out of him. I love everything I'm seeing from Jay. I love his personality. He's coming off super genuine. Like he's like, I want you, pretty boy, like get in the ring or something like that. And he tells Kaiser, pretty boy. He calls him pretty boy. He's like, let's go, Uso. So I mean, everything's good. I get he's not mid card Jey Uso. Let's get it straight. This is This is a holiday, holiday spirit match. He came out to protect Santa. I think it's funny that Wade Barrett was like, "Hey guys, that's not the real Santa. That's Kofi Kingston." And I'm like, dude, that is so like 10 years ago, and I love that shit. It has a place in today's wrestling, but it was so good. I didn't see it coming, so I was pretty happy with it, I guess, overall. Also, the match was marred once again by fucking commercials. Because I'm just like, there was commercials after commercials in this match, so I didn't get super into it. I got it all yeeted up for nothing. But, you know, they just had extra commercials tonight for some reason. I think we're paying for like that one Raw that we had where we were commercial free for like an hour at the beginning of it. And now we're just paying all that shit back. You know, we have to pay off the debt.
It's that time of the year. It's Christmas time, so time to pay the bills.
Yep. So those are my thoughts on the Jey Uso match. I do think that, dude, that could be who beats Gunther. That really could.
Oh,
because he's a face.
Man.
That could be who beats Gunther. And I gotta say something really quick. I thought this throughout the match. Man, I don't know. There probably is, but dude, that Intercontinental Championship is beautiful. I don't know that man, maybe Seth's more pretty, but I don't know. Like, I'm just saying that IC Championship belt is just freaking beautiful, man. Like, that is such a beautiful belt. I was laughing because like the ref when Gunther handed that shit to him, the ref was like, ugh. Like it just they were heavy as shit, dude. So, but it is a beautiful championship. I think that Jay could be the guy. I think that would give the biggest pop to the crowd.
And I would not have a problem with that if they decided to go down that route.
That's a worthy person to beat Gunther.
Oh, finally. Yeah, for sure. Although I do think I'm with you, Zero. If that's gonna be your guy that's going to beat Gunther, you're gonna need a little bit more than a splash or splotch, as you like to call it. Well, what you got, Zero? What you got on since you have a lot of opinions on mid-card Jey Uso?
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Mid-card Jey Uso finally gets his first win since War Games against mid-card Ludwig Kaiser. Congratulations. You beat a big name. Oh, no, wait. He's not even the best person in Imperium. Oh, wait. Another thing. They haven't won a match in freaking since War Games either. Congratulations. You beat nobody. Oh, who's in the co-main event? It's nobody. Who's he fighting? Nobody. Congratulations. Nobody beat nobody again. And I mean, yeah, he hits the nobody splash and he wins the match. Yeah, he needs a new finisher, and that will get him over with me because my God, you can only steal so many moves from The Rock.
Well, we'll see how it goes with Jay. The good thing about Jay that we said is that he still has the crowd in the palm of his hands, and that can take you a long way. And I mean, I did say I was one of the guys that said, last week or the last couple of weeks, he needs a win. And well, I guess you got it. So you give him a dub, and then you take it from there. But maybe this does lead to him being one of the next contenders for the Intercontinental Championship down the road. But we'll see how it goes with Jay. Just a good opportunity to get him on TV, get the crowd happy going into what would then go into that very, very hot main event for the tag team titles. So overall, this was a pretty good episode of Raw. From start to finish, it was pretty good. The one thing that I think we all talked about, and I don't know if this has just been a special week or whatever, but all of these matches, a lot of these segments just were marred by endless commercial breaks. and a lot of them took you out of the action, and you had to like hype yourself back in. It's enough that I was really not feeling too well today, so to be taken out and then have to go back in again was just constantly was just annoying. But overall, a good show. A lot of good segments. A lot of good in-ring work. We got at least one set of new champions tonight. So didn't just have everybody retained. So good show. I give it a solid B plus. It was a good B plus show, I thought. What do you got, Zero? What's your grade on tonight's Raw?
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the Springboard Puncher podcast. Tonight's show was an A plus. If you got to catch it, you know what I'm talking about. This was a great show. That's the way you finish off 2013. You finish it off with a bang, or in Jey Uso's case, a splash.
Did you say 2013?
Yeah, he sure did.
2023, my bad, ladies and gentlemen, my bad.
That is how you end 2013.
That's absolutely how you end off 2013. Because this Raw was a B at best. I want to say a B. You would know, Zero, what an A plus show looks like if you were with us last Friday night on SmackDown. Let me tell you why this is not an A plus show. Because their biggest draw is not at Raw. So you have a lot of mid-card matches, right, all the way throughout the night. We don't have CM Punk here tonight. Seth Rollins didn't even wrestle. Cody Rhodes didn't wrestle. Drew McIntyre didn't wrestle. I mean, the list goes on, right? And as some of these matches were okay, they weren't that great. I think the best wrestlers we got probably was Gunther and The Miz, right? So. You know, I guess you could say maybe Judgment Day, but Rhea Ripley didn't wrestle. This was not an A plus in my opinion. Now, I do have to say, I don't think there's going to be any A plus shows until CM Punk is on the show, which is it's bizarre to think. He's been on every other damn show, so he signed with Raw. It's official. I was hoping for something from CM Punk. But, he's talking shit about Roman Reigns, and then he doesn't show on, the second week that he's actually signed up for Raw. And, the Tribal Chief was on SmackDown last weekend. Or last week. So, go back and watch SmackDown. Everybody was there. AJ Styles came back. Randy Orton was there. There was action from beginning to end. That is an A+ show. This is a show, it's at a B. Mainly, and I think it would have been a B+ if the damn commercials weren't just everywhere. I had multiple bathroom breaks in the bathroom break matches, and that's not something I'm used to. So, it is what it is. We've got a lot of little funky, little fun matches. This shit's weird when Akira Tozawa and R-Truth have a match on the same night. How does that happen, right? So, overall. A cool way to end 2013, but not enough to get you an A+ in 2023.
I will say it was just, like I said, it was a fun show. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a fun show. It wasn't the best show or anything like that. It wasn't the best show of the year or anything like that. But it was a fun show. It was a good way to take us out of the year going into a new year. But like you said, I'm with you on that. The reason that this isn't an A show for me is because none of the megastars did much of anything on this show other than just a couple of segments and stuff. But they didn't have. I mean, you big dogs didn't have any matches. But the matches you did get here were a mixture of fun and good wrestling. So I'll take it. It was a good show. I would definitely go out of my way to go back and watch it if you didn't get the chance to, because it was a good show. And maybe if you go back and watch it, you can skip all the commercial breaks and it'll just feel that much better. Maybe it is an A show once you just are able to skip through all the commercial breaks. Maybe it does feel like that. But it was a good show. It was a good fun show. And of course, there's not going to be any Raw. This was the last one of the year. There's no Raw next week. Next week is Christmas. And I believe they're going to be doing probably a clip show or something like that for next week's television show. And the next time that Raw will be live will be for the Day 1 special edition of Monday Night Raw. And there were 4 matches that were that were announced for that show. We're going to get Rhea versus Ivy Nile for the women's world title. We're going to get Becky versus Nia Jax. We're going to get, for whatever god-awful reason, Natty and Tegan Knox versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And then for the World Heavyweight Championship, we're going to get Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. So looks like we're going to start off 2023 with the bang, with the exception of one of those matches in there that's probably going to be a dud. But at least we get two of the big championships on the Raw brand on the line in that day one. And I do think that it's pretty cool that in lieu of not having a premium live event in between Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, that the way that you get around that is by having these special themed weekly shows. So on January the 1st, we get the day one edition of Monday Night Raw. That upcoming Friday from there, that SmackDown is going to be a special New Year's Revolution episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And then, of course, that NXT that week is also New Year's Evil. So a whole week of special edition shows to start the year to get us the in between. And so these shows are going to be treated based on what I'm looking at, like a mini PLE basically. So I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that for free on cable television on TV, in lieu of not having a premium live event between now and the Royal Rumble. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to those 3 out of the 4 of those matches next week. Do we have any early predictions that anybody wants to bring out before we leave on preferably the championship matches on day one?
Drew ain't gonna win. That's number one.
Fair enough.
What you guys do?
Tegan Knox and Natty is gonna steal the show that night.
Okay, with that being said,
We're in the show right here and there.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what a show it's been. I hung in there long enough, I think, so I think we're good to go. On that note, that down there is Mr. Zero, Jesus Christ, and that's the Tribal Cheese. I'm the Mean Bean Johnny Cheese, and we are the Springboard Plancha Podcast, and we will see you guys next time.